Telephone Conversation is a thought provoking poem written by Ol Soyinka, a Nigerian poet. He is one of the most acclaimed Nigerian poets and a person from Africa to be honored with the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1986. He is known for his satirical style. Much of his works depicts his own political involvement and concern in Africa. Very often his themes include corruption of men, injustice, and exploitation. In the present poem, The Telephone Conversation, the writer tries to bring out a dialogue between a British landlady and an African. His focus is mainly on the racial discrimination. Even without seeing the face of an African, a British lady inquires his color, his skin, when she is giving her room on rent. A person who is demanding a house for rent, who is from African. In through this telephone conversation, very satirically, the author tries to bring out the notion of racial discrimination, how deeply it is prevalent in some of the nations of the world, like class, caste, discriminations, and oppressions. Racial discrimination is also one of the diseases that is attached to the race of mankind. In one or the other way, the poem is a autobiographical in nature because the author had experienced the harsh reality of racism when he is staying in England, and he brings it ironically through this poem. Here, in this poem, there are two persons, the speaker and the landlady. They are standing at the two ends. The speaker dialing a call from a public telephone booth, which is completely red in color. On the other side, on the other end, the landlady receiving the phone. He is demanding a house for the rent, and she is demanding what race the person belongs to. She is questioning his identity, his skin, his color, his race, but he is demanding humanity. He is demanding a room. He is demanding a space to live. So the poem is quite interesting and the dialogues are very surprising, and they throw the dialogues aptly to the situation, which creates a kind of notion, that is how even in the modern world, after the colonization, in the post colonial world, racial discrimination is witnessed in some of the supreme countries of the world. It sheds a light on that matter. The African poet, the Nigerian poet, in fact, the speaker, who has no objection over the price of the house rent. The price is reasonable. The locality is quite different, it's quite unique. There is no complaints about the house, locality, or the price. But the problem is landlady. Even she is not living there in the rent in the house that she is going to give on rent. She is living off premises. There is only a question of self confession for the speaker, who is calling that landlady, addressing her madam. He tells her, I hate wasted journey. I'm an African. As soon as he tells her that he is African, there is a silence prevailed in between. She was quite silenced. She seems pressurized herself. She is thinking of his color, and she thinks that she is a good breeding. Her voice, when it came, the speaker guessed it is coming out of lipstick coated, long, gold rolled cigarette holder pipe. The landlady quoted a lipstick. She held a cigarette. The she wore a gold ring. These words in the poem tells the features of the landlady, her luxury, her sense of superiority. She is looking down upon this African speaker who is calling her in the telephone. She questions after a long gap whether you are light or very dark. Color play a very important role for her, not a humanity, not a person, the kind of person who is going to live in her house. Then how dark he is. Then it seems ill manner to the speaker, and to make the dialogue very simple, considerate, once again she emphasized, are you dark or very light? As if he has not listened her early statement. Suddenly there is a revelation in the speaker. Then the lady says, you mean you are like a plain or milk chocolate? Her accent was clinical. She was very clinical. She was very making a specific statements to know exactly what color the person has. Then he says, with a lot of pain, West African Safia. You can see it down in my passport. Then she became silent for a moment. Flight of fancy she has lost. Then she changed her accent. There was a harshness in her tone. What? What's that? Don't you? Don't you know what that is? Like brunette? Brunette? Brunette means the color of dark brown hair. It means that, do you have a dark brown hair colors? She emphasized on the other side. Yes, finally he says, I am dark. Yes, I am brunette. But madam, you should see the rest of my body. He got angry. He wanted to take her charge through the telephone. He says, not only my hairs are dark, you could see openly the palm of my hand, the soles of my feet. Then there was a friction caused between the two. Then he says, foolishly, madam, by sitting down, he says, my bottom raven black. It turned raven black. One moment, madam, sensing her receiver banging to the cradle, he says, madam, wouldn't you rather see for yourself? He got angry when she inquires about his skin clinically. He says that you could not only see my hairs, you also could see my skin, my feet, even. He says he used a very non unconstitutional word like the bottom. Even my bottom has turned black, you could see that. So the lady got angry and put the telephone. This is how a very satirical situation the writer brings in this poem. How the racial discrimination segregated human beings in the civilization. How these people in England or in other countries they look down upon the black skinned people. How they are repulsive towards the color of the skin. This is a saddest tale of mankind. That is what the poet trying to focus in this poem, the telephone conversation. Thank you. Thank you for patience listening.